Singapore's economy is growing slower than expected. Flash data shows GDP expanding 3.4% in the first quarter of this year. That is below economists' expectations of 3.8%. Michelle Teo with this report.
All sectors saw growth ease in the first quarter. The star driver, manufacturing, expanded 6%, but that's down from the 15.5% in the previous quarter. A manpower crunch also slowed growth in the construction sector to just 1.8%. And as Singapore transitions to living with COVID, a fall in demand for hotel rooms as quarantine facilities saw growth ease to 3.9% in the services sector. Still, economists say the worst may be over.
The continued shortage of semiconductors, and also the increased demand for overall manufacturing products should be very supportive of Singapore's exports as well as the manufacturing sector. Other factors at hand would also include the increased tourism numbers that would be a boon for the services sector.
Even so, several headwinds lie ahead. For one, Beijing's zero-COVID strategy of locking down cities could dampen growth prospects in China. That would mean lower tourist inflows and demand for Singapore's exports.
We are seeing some of that disruption to China's industrial and economic activities, while it may be concentrated in certain sectors like auto production, for instance. But if they persist in this zero-COVID strategy, obviously it could mean that they kind of go into like overkill mode. Each time they see cases emerging, they actually lock down cities and activities.
Another risk is the war between Russia and Ukraine. High oil prices could increase even further if the conflict escalates.
That could actually increase the operating costs and input costs for the manufacturing sector that relies on imports, to operate, and of course from the transport sector as well.
Still, economists are confident that Singapore's economic growth momentum will accelerate from this quarter onwards, and with that will come an increase in salaries.
There will be pressure for wages to pick up faster in the next 12 months ahead compared to the last 2 years where wages was actually fairly stagnant because interest rates were low, inflation was low. I think there'll be pressure on the employers to also, ratchet up the wages in line, at least to keep pace with nominal inflation.
Overall, Singapore's growth is expected to come in at between 3 and 5% for the full year.